Hey kids. All right, I thought I'd record my saga with the trying to get this to pass California emissions. Now, as far as catalytic converters, everything else, it passes all that. So let me explain to you. In California, every 2 years, if you have a car of a certain age, this is a 07 with only 41,000 miles on it, almost like new. It's a GT500. You got to take your car to get it inspected every 2 years for emissions in order to get your little sticker for your license plate, which costs, by the way, $500 every 2 years in California. So right now, it fluctuates. Thanks, politicians here. Anyway, so long story short, you know, they plug a diagnostics thing into your OBD2 port, which is right here. That's the OBD2 port. And that basically returns a code that it's called EGR, exhaust gas recirculation, not ready code. Now, I have my own scanner tool, so I saved myself a trip, but I'll show you. I'll give you a demonstration. And you get these scanner tools yourself if you have to worry about liberal states like California. I'm waiting for Trump to do away with all this crap, because this thing, it has catalytic converters. It's not polluting the air. So for some reason it stopped. But anyway, I'm going to start the car and show you the code. All right, start it up. Show you guys what I'm talking about here. Sorry for the lighting in here. So you start it first. And this is what they do. They take a scanner tool and they plug it in. So let me do that. Push the I&M, it means inspection maintenance. So it does this thing. And you can see everything's green except EGR, a red X. So that's what's happening there. Unplug this. Powering down. Now, I tried all the tips. I drove, if you Google like online, you know, your Mustang won't, it's throwing an EGR light when I get it inspected. They'll say, well, you got to drive your car, start and stop and go up to 45 miles an hour, 3 times in a row, or maintain a constant speed for at least 10 minutes. Slow down, let it coast for about a mile. I tried every trick in the book. I cannot get this EGR code to clear. I even went as far as to replace the EGR valve assembly itself, which for those of you that don't know, I mean, if you go to an auto parts store, it's almost a $300 part because of electronics. But Amazon, 65 bucks. I hope I don't ruin it for people and Amazon finds out they're selling them for like a third the price, but I got mine Amazon, brand new. I'll show you. Let me pop the hood. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Get my light. Put some light on the situation here. You know, California's a beautiful state. It's just stuff like this that's so annoying. Anyway, this is it. This is the part right here. This little round thing, you see it's got a connector here. This connects kind of to your, in this case, my intake elbow. Nothing's loose, no leaks. Now, I hate to go through the trouble to have to, because I do have this cold air intake, but this has a carb number, which you need in California for it to pass. I got the Ford Racing throttle body, and I had this VMP extra intake elbow, but that's connected, and everything else is stock. A stock blower and everything. So shorter pulley. Now, the last time I had it inspected, they gave me a hard time about my cold air intake because it didn't have a sticker. Even though I printed out, you can actually find the California law with all the intake part numbers. I gave them the part number and everything, and it's in their system. But they said, no, it's got to have a sticker. And if I would have known that the sticker looked like this, a piece of paper, I would have just made my own sticker and stuck it on there. It's kind of ridiculous out here. So, you know, I took it back and they passed me for the intake this time around. But last year, it basically passed. I had the stock intake on and a stock tune. So I think my next step is to put it to a stock tune. And I'll keep you guys posted. Shout out in the comments if you have issues with your computer throwing codes that don't make any sense. Most of the online forums talk about catalytic converters and stuff, and basically throw some gas cleaner in, and I did all that stuff, and that part's fine. So I would think this EGR thing is kind of like an anomaly to me. But yeah, this is the this is it. I'll show you what the part looks like when it's off the car. I'll show you my old one. Hold on. Can I pause this? Pause. All right, I'm back. So here is what the old part looks like. Can I see that? Sorry, that was crap. But yeah, you see, basically the car computer plugs into there, and the whole purpose of this thing, I guess there's a valve in there, and what happens is it opens and closes, like the engine computer tells it a certain time to open, and it recirculates the exhaust gases. In other words, it prevents, I think it's nitrous oxide from getting into the atmosphere, so it takes that part of the exhaust gas somehow and it puts it back into your engine's intake. Back in the days, people used to block off their EGRs and remove them completely because running exhaust gas in your engine intake, it's not good for it, but you know, they do it to pass emissions. So that's fine. I don't mind having to put up with that hiccup. And I was just shocked it's throwing a code. So I have a Bomba tune in case you're wondering, and it's just your basic 91 octane tune, because in California it only goes up to 91 octane here. So I got that kind of tune on it, and it's not an aggressive tune, and as you can see, you know, just a legal intake, stock blower with a smaller pulley on it. Spark plugs are brand new, ignition coils are new. I changed the oil and everything. You know, it's well taken care of, as you can see. I mean, the thing looks pretty nice. I'll get my keys here. I'll show you how many miles are on it. Oh yeah, these gauges are my favorite mod. Carroll Shelby gauges. They make them to order. If you have S197, I highly recommend. Anyway, let's see. Info. Come on. Oh, you can see about 42,100 miles. I average about 13.8 miles to the gallon. So for those of you looking to get a GT500, keep that in mind. Of course you need that, and it's got the nice red interior. But I'm getting the classic door card panels coming up. Yeah, these 07 through 09s, 05 through 09 Mustangs have issues with the door panels. But anyway, that's the education of the whole EGR system. Now, I drove it as much as I could. I mean, it's sad that you got like almost a classic Mustang GT500 that you don't want to put a lot of miles on because they're worth a lot more with low miles. But they're like, well, drive it a couple 100 miles, fill it up, and like, you know. So the only thing I have left to do is return it to stock, and I'm gonna keep this stuff on it when I return it to stock, and hope that it runs right. Because that PMAS, it's supposed to be, it's one of the ones that works with your stock tune. It's a no tune required one, so that's one reason why I got it. The only thing about this PMAS is, where is it at? Dun, 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 dun. This here, this is called the mass airflow sensor. It plugs and unplugs. PMAS comes with its own, and I guess that's how they get it to work with stock, because the MAF sensor, it does the, I guess, air mixture stuff for the larger intakes. So that's how they get away with, hey, this larger intakes works with stock. So maybe I don't even need a tune, but I got the tune, you know, because I got this Ford aftermarket bigger throttle body too. But who knows? Probably runs fine just without the tune. I'll let you guys know. So that's just one of the things in California. If you have a car, I don't know what the cutoff is, if it's 10 years older or 7 years or older. But yeah, I mean, in most states, I remember in Delaware, they just tested your fumes out of the exhaust pipe back in the day. They put something inside your exhaust pipe, and you know, if you had your catalytic converters, you had nothing to worry about. They checked to make sure you had your cats. But now, at least in California, you know, with these cars, they check your computer. You know, they take a little device and they plug it right in there. So I recommend, if you live in a state like CA, I'm sorry. It's not like, you know, for $500 every 2 years, you think they give me a break for these tags. But anyway, enough of my complaining. First world problems, right? So, but I'll keep you guys posted. Otherwise, the car is doing great. It's been a long time since I posted a video. You know, I think the last video I posted was the see, this is carb exempt sticker for PMAS. Connects right there. Supercharger, stock blower, sounds good in there. Of course, I got the JLT, and there's the culprit, this EGR valve. I don't know, it's throwing a code on the EGR. Might not even be anything to do with it. It might just be the computer just won't reset that code for whatever reason. So, but yeah, but most of my friends that have Bomba tunes, they're fine. So nothing against Bomba. It's just maybe these 07 GT500s. I don't know of many people that have one with a tune and everything that have to do emissions, because they're pretty rare. I know one other guy that has one. He has a nice, his is white with black stripes. I know for you guys that love white cars, this is kind of, and his is all stock, you know, it's a beautiful car. And he's got about a little bit more miles than mine has. But his is, he's running a stock tune. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff, keep your stock tune on. Nothing wrong with that. And he has like one of them aftermarket filters, but his is a K&N. K&N has a nice one too, no tune required. So enough of my babbling. But yeah, I even cleaned, people say, well, you got to clean your EGR valve out. So I tried cleaning it with the gum out. You know, it does look not too bad. It's just got some rust here. But I think this is where there's a valve inside there that gets triggered to open and close. And it's kind of a small, you would think insignificant, but it routes the, it comes from, I think this has a pipe, it connects to the exhaust. A little pipe, and it just circulates air into the engine. All these emission controls, I feel bad for you diesel guys. They're even worse. They put all these things on the engine for emissions that basically gum up your engine. Because they recirculate all the soot right into the engine, and I'm like, man, there's got to be a better way. So, but yeah. All right, guys. It's been a while. Maybe I'll do a driving video too when I'm trying to get this thing in there. And oh yeah, that's a slingshot for those of you that are fans of this. This gets tagged as a motorcycle, so I don't have to worry about the any emissions on this. So that's kind of nice. But you know, when I want air conditioning and comfort, these Mustangs are kind of like luxury muscle cars to me. It rides really amazing. Anyway, I'm babbling now. I'm going to just got back from the gym. Got to get ready for work. And all right, talk to you guys later. In case you're wondering, I added to the Mustang Matchbox collection. It's all the way up to here now. You know, every time I'm at the store, or my friends at the store, they look for a Mustang Matchbox car that I don't have, but I think I have like about all of them, it seems like. So, all right, guys. I'll let you know. I'll take it through. Nothing against the guys that work at California Emissions, but I can't wait till hopefully Trump shuts you guys down by next round. I won't have to worry about this crap. No offense. They're nice guys that work there. It's not their fault. They're just doing a job. Hey, it's flagging an EGR. I can't pass you. So what's submissions cost? It costs about $75 for them to get your car to pass. I mean, well, to inspect your car. And then you go to, I go to AAA, which is nice and convenient, but you can go to DMV. And each year it averages around $400. Some years it's worse than others. I don't know why. Just for a new tag. If you have a vanity tag like I do, my tag says like GT500 something or other on it. It costs a little more, maybe $500. If you're late, like say, if you're like me and your car fails inspection, and they're like, hey, you failed, you get charged late fees. I think last time I ended up spending almost $800 for my sticker. But then I learned, the lady said, well, you can come in early and just tell them you're still getting it through inspection and they won't penalize me. It's like if you pay ahead of time. I hope that's still true. So yeah, they nickel and dime me out here, but weather's nice. It's beautiful in Sacramento out here. So, All right, kids. I'll update you if this code ever clears. If the code doesn't clear, I'll update you on that too. I may have to take it somewhere and have someone try to figure it out. But again, all because of this, I think I got a new one off of Amazon. For a good deal, but I mean, still throws a code. So, all right, peace out.